Things wedding guests secretly hate, and how to avoid them. Now, weddings are one of the most meaningful celebrations you'll ever host. They bring together friends and family, laughter, and memories that truly last a lifetime. But here's the interesting part. While guests are there to celebrate you, there are a few common things that quietly frustrate people at weddings. And the funny thing is, most guests will never say anything about it out loud. They'll think it's rude to do so. They'll smile, congratulate you, enjoy the moment, but inside their head, they're probably thinking, oh gosh, I wish this had been a little bit different. The good news is that most of these issues are very easy to fix once you know about them. So in this video, we're going to talk about some of the most common things wedding guests secretly dislike, and more importantly, how you can avoid them so your wedding feels comfortable, thoughtful, and unforgettable for everyone that attends. Welcome back to your Dream Wedding 365. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a video. Number 1, long gaps between ceremony and reception. Now, one of the most common frustrations that guests experience is a long period of waiting between the time that the ceremony ends and the reception starts. Imagine attending a ceremony at 2 in the afternoon, only to find out that the reception doesn't begin until around 6. Guests are left wondering what to do for several hours. I've actually been to some weddings where it was a quick turnaround. You know, the wedding was over around 2 and the reception started at 3 or 3:30, but the reception room was closed to the guest until then, so they're just standing in the hallway for an hour. It was just a big mess. Now, some people will head back to their hotel. Others may just sit in their cars. Some may walk around the area or try to find somewhere to pass the time. But the point is, it can feel really awkward and inconvenient, especially for guests who traveled from out of town. So if your schedule requires a really long gap, consider planning a small cocktail hour, refreshments, or a nearby gathering space where guests can sit down and relax. Even simple drinks and light snacks can really transform the waiting time into a pleasant experience. Number 2, guests being left hungry. Now, food is one of the things that guests remember most about a wedding. So if the ceremony runs long or dinner is delayed, people can quickly become hungry and uncomfortable. And you know what that means? Hangry. Now, many weddings begin mid to late afternoon, which means guests may have skipped lunch, expecting food to be served soon after arriving. Not to mention they had to get ready, transport themselves there. They have a lot to do as well. So when food takes too long to appear, the energy of the event can start to dip. One simple solution is to offer small appetizers or a cocktail hour with light bites before dinner. Doesn't need to be anything elaborate or huge. Just a few well-chosen appetizers can keep everyone happy until the main meal is ready to be served. Number 3, overly long speeches. Now, speeches are a beautiful part of a wedding. They're heartfelt, they're emotional, and they're often very memorable. But when speeches become way too long, guests can really start to lose focus. 5 minutes of meaningful storytelling can be beautiful and wonderful. Now, 20 to 30 minutes of rambling stories, inside jokes, or repeated themes can just honestly feel exhausting. Guests usually appreciate speeches that are sincere, but very short and to the point. If you're planning speeches for your wedding, consider asking speakers to keep their remarks within a comfortable time limit. Usually that's within 2 to 3 minutes. It keeps the evening flowing smoothly while still allowing meaningful moments to shine. Now, if you just feel like you have to have stories from people, one idea I did while working with the bride is to encourage guests to send them video clips telling their speeches, their stories. And then one of your friends or family members can piece all of those clips together in a video for the bride and the groom to enjoy later, not at the wedding. Number 4, Difficult seating arrangements. Now, seating arrangements are one of the trickiest parts of planning a wedding. Guests feel much more comfortable when they're seated with people that they know or share common ground with. When guests are placed randomly at a table where they don't know anyone, the atmosphere can feel just really awkward. So, a thoughtful seating plan can make a big difference. Grouping people by family, by shared interest, or familiarity with each other often helps conversations flow naturally and helps everyone to feel much more relaxed. Number 5, extremely loud music. Now, music is essential for setting the energy of a wedding reception, but when the music becomes way too loud, it can make simple conversations almost feel impossible. Guests who want to catch up with friends or family may find themselves shouting across the table or stepping outside just to talk. A great balance is creating spaces within the venue. The dance floor can be lively and energetic and a little louder, where dining areas allow for more comfortable conversation. That way, the guests who want to dance can enjoy the party, while the others who still want to socialize can do that in a more relaxed, comfortable manner. Number 6, uncomfortable ceremony conditions. Now, ceremonies can be incredibly beautiful, especially when they're held outdoors. However, guests may struggle if the weather conditions are extreme. So, whether it's direct sunlight, strong winds, or very cold temperatures, it can all make it difficult for people to just focus on the ceremony itself. If you're planning an outdoor wedding, consider providing small comforts like shade, fans, water stations, or blankets depending on what season that your wedding's in. Even these small touches can make guests feel cared for and appreciated. Number 7, complicated wedding schedules. Now, guests appreciate weddings that feel very smooth and very easy to follow. When the timeline becomes super complicated, people can feel confused about where they're supposed to be and when. So, clear signage, simple schedules, and thoughtful planning can help guests to move naturally from one part of the celebration to the next. A well-paced event just helps everyone to relax and enjoy the day without constantly wondering what's happening next and where you're supposed to be. So I will say one small investment to make is someone, whether it's an event planner, someone who helped you plan your wedding, whoever, to help usher and escort guests from one point in your ceremony to the next point. So whether it's wedding to the reception, reception to the cocktail hour, whatever, just someone to help with that. Number 8, overly long ceremonies. Now, ceremonies are truly the heart of a wedding, but they work best when they're focused and meaningful. Most guests appreciate ceremonies that feel personal, sincere, and thoughtful. But if the ceremony stretches way too far beyond what guests expect, people may start shifting in their seats or losing focus, or God forbid, pulling out their phones and playing a round of Candy Crush. Many of the most memorable ceremonies are simple and heartfelt rather than just lengthy. And number 9, forgettable wedding favors. Now, wedding favors are a super sweet gesture, but many guests end up just leaving them behind. Items that are very personal to the couple or difficult to transport often get forgotten on the table. So let me tell you a quick story. I had a bride and groom who were both like musical. They were into the whole California Pacific type vibe. They went back and forth to Hawaii, and at their wedding, they gave everyone kazoos for some reason. I still don't know why, but they did. And it was such a cute gesture. I thought it was so sweet. But I'm telling you, that night and the next morning when we were cleaning up, how many kazoos I had to sweep up and throw away. It was really cute for the people to receive them, but they weren't interested in taking that home, so they got left there. So if you decide to offer favors, consider something practical or edible that guests can enjoy right away. So simple treats, really small candles, or thoughtful local items tend to be much more appreciated than, say, a kazoo. Okay, so here are my final thoughts. At the end of the day, your wedding is about celebrating your relationship and sharing that joy with the people who matter most to you. Guests don't expect perfection. They're there because they care about you. But when couples take a moment to think about the guest experience, it can elevate the entire celebration. Small choices like comfortable seating, thoughtful timing, and a welcoming atmosphere make a huge difference in how people remember your wedding. And when your guests feel relaxed and happy, the entire day becomes more meaningful for everyone involved. So, if you're planning a wedding and want more tips on creating a celebration that feels beautiful, thoughtful, and unforgettable, consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching. Every week we talk about wedding planning ideas, budget tips, and ways to make your wedding day truly special. I'll see you in the next video, friends. Bye-bye.